If you are 18 to 23-year-old and want to build an online business but don't know where to start, I'm about to give you the complete roadmap that took me from 0 to 6 figures in 2 years. And I'm going to show you how to do it even faster than I did. Because you have advantages I did not have when I started in my 30s. Hi everyone. 2 years ago, I was sitting exactly where some of you might be right now. Knowing I wanted to build something online, but feeling completely overwhelmed by all the conflicting advice out there. Fast forward today, I've generated over $400,000 in revenue, built a community called the Passive Profit Club with hundreds of members, and I want to break down the exact step-by-step process that actually works. This isn't theory, this is the real roadmap. If you're serious about changing your financial future, make sure you're subscribed because I'm going to walk you through everything. Alright, let's start with the foundation because most people skip this and wonder why they quit after 2 months. The first thing you need to understand is that right now, at your age, you have something I didn't have when I started: time and flexibility. I was married, had family responsibilities, couldn't just experiment with different ideas without serious consequences. You can afford to try things, pivot quickly, and most importantly, you can afford to fail fast and learn from it. But here's what I see killing most young entrepreneurs. They're terrified of what other people think. Your friends might not understand why you're spending Friday nights learning about online business instead of partying. Your family might just think that you should get a real job. But the people questioning your choices are usually the same people who will be asking you for advice in 5 years when you're making more than them. The other thing that stops people is that they think they need some grand passion or calling. Listen, I didn't start my business because I was passionate about digital products or affiliate marketing. I started because I wanted financial freedom. The passion came later when I saw the results and I realized I could help other people achieve the same thing. Your why can be as simple as wanting to pay off student loans or not wanting to work for someone else your whole life. Now, once your mindset is right, you need to find your first opportunity. And this is where most people mess up. They chase trends instead of solving problems. Instead of asking, what's hot right now? Ask, what do people in my age group struggle with? Maybe it's budgeting in college, maybe it's landing internships, maybe it's dating, fitness, gaming strategies, or even just surviving your first apartment and how to get into the university you are in or surviving in a city on a budget you are living in. The best businesses solve problems you understand personally. Here's how to validate if your idea is worth pursuing. Jump on Reddit, Facebook groups, Discord servers where your target audience hangs out. What are they complaining about? What questions keep coming up? If you see the same problem mentioned over and over, that's validation. I also use Google Trends to see if people are actually searching for solutions. If nobody's looking for what you want to offer, you might have a great idea that nobody wants to buy. Let me give you a real example. One of my students noticed her friend constantly stressed about meal planning in college. She spent 2 weeks in college Facebook groups and saw hundreds of posts about the same problem. She validated there was demand, then created a simple meal planning guide for college students on a budget. She's now making over $1,000 a month from that one product. Once you've validated your idea, you need to build your online presence. And here's the good news. You can do this with zero budget. Pick one platform to start with. And look, I know a lot of you might be camera shy, worried about how you look, or just not ready to put yourself out there like that. Here's what I tell everyone. You can always begin with faceless content. One of my students started completely faceless and she's crushed it, clocking in thousands of dollars in sales without showing her face. But here's the thing. As you get more comfortable and confident, slowly start transitioning to showing your face. Build that personal brand because that personal connection is what's going to be worth millions of dollars in the longer run. People buy from people they know, like, and trust. So show up for your millions. And if you're comfortable on camera, great. Start with TikTok or Instagram Reels. If you prefer writing, maybe it's Twitter or LinkedIn. If you like longer form content but want to stay faceless, YouTube with screen recordings or voiceovers work perfectly. Don't try to be everywhere at once. Master one platform first. Use free tools like Canva for graphics, CapCut for video editing, ChatGPT for ideation. Your phone camera is probably better than the equipment I started with. The key is consistency and value, not production quality. Start documenting your journey. Learning about budgeting? Share budgeting tips. Getting into fitness? Post workout routines. The content you create while learning becomes the foundation of your audience. And here's something most people don't tell you. You don't need hundreds of thousands of followers to make money. I made my first $1,000 online with less than 5,000 followers because those followers were highly engaged and trusted what I recommended. And the same strategies I applied to get my first $1,000, I applied it with my students and they're absolutely crushing it in the online space with as low as 200 followers. Now let's talk about making your first sales because this is where the rubber meets the road. Your first customers might be friends or family who believe in you. Don't be embarrassed about this. Everyone starts somewhere, but also look for online communities where your target audience gathers. If you're solving a real problem, there are people willing to pay for a solution. Here's a crucial strategy that most people get wrong. Start with low-ticket products to build trust. Then upsell and cross-sell to higher ticket offers. I see too many young entrepreneurs trying to sell expensive courses or coaching right out of the gate to people who don't know them yet. When someone does buy from you, over-deliver like crazy. If they expect a simple guide, give them guide plus bonus, plus checklist, maybe a quick video explanation or access to a private group. That first customer experience determines whether they become a lifelong advocate or just a one-time buyer. I still remember my first few customers from 2 years ago, and some of them have spent thousands and thousands of dollars with me since then, just because I took care of them when I was a nobody. As you start making sales, customer feedback is golden. Ask your buyers what they loved, what could have been better, what other problems they have. This feedback becomes the foundation for your next products or services. And here's the key to scaling. Reinvest your profits strategically. Your first instinct might be to spend that money on stuff you want, but the smartest thing you can do is put it back into growing your business. Maybe that's paid ads. Maybe it's better tools. Maybe it's outsourcing tasks that eat up your time. Speaking of time, this is where automation becomes crucial. But we will keep it for another video. For now, look, I'm not going to lie to you. Building an online business takes work. It took me months to replace my traditional 9-to-5 job, and I was working on it consistently. But here's what I wish someone had told me when I started. Every single skill you learn, every customer you serve, every piece of content you create is building towards something bigger. You're not just making money, you're building an asset that can generate income for years. You're developing skills that make you more valuable in any economy. And you're creating the freedom to live life on your own terms. The biggest mistake I see people making is they start, see some early success, and then get impatient and jump to the next shiny object. Don't do that. Pick one approach, commit to it for at least 6 months, and build it properly. Success online isn't about finding the perfect opportunity, it's about executing consistently on a good opportunity. Here's your action plan. Pick one problem you can solve for people your age. Validate that people actually want that solution. Choose one platform and start sharing valuable content consistently. Create your first product or service and focus on delivering incredible value to your first customers. It's not complicated, but it does require commitment. The difference between people who succeed online and those who don't isn't talent or luck. Trust me, it is consistency. If you want more detailed training on any of these steps, I've created a community called the Passive Profit Club where I go deeper into these strategies. do one-on-one calls every week, answer your specific questions, and help students build their own six-figure businesses. The link is in the description. Drop a comment below and tell me what problem you are thinking about solving. I read every single comment and I'll give you a specific feedback on your idea. And if this roadmap helps you see a clear path forward, hit the subscribe button because I'm dropping content like this every week to help you build the business and life you actually want. I'll see you in the next one.